All right, guys, welcome back. It's Dustin, LeBleu, CEO podcast. I'm joined with Austin Ray, and we've got a special guest today, Aaron Singerman with REDCON. So what's up, Aaron?
Hey, buddy. Thank you so much for having me on the show. We were just talking before we started. My passion in life, other than my children and my family, is business. So it's a pleasure to come talk to you guys about what I'm most interested in.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So we got a few questions for you, man. One, to let Austin start out, and then let you just kind of rattle on.
Sure, of course.
All right.
Yeah. So Aaron, for myself, man, I try to do a little bit of the marketing for Insane Labs and a few of our other brands, kind of in the supplement field, seeing as we're both in that area, and I'm trying to get a good grasp on things like that. But from my understanding, dude, you actually hit up marketing courses and everything, and dude, I've seen some of the, some of the ads and everything that you've done for REDCON, man, and they're top notch, dude. And I'll be honest, I try to keep up with them sometimes, but dude, tell me a little bit more about that, and what exactly you do to further your knowledge in that.
Sure. So, I'll take you back a little bit. So I was working with my partner at the time, PJ Braun, with one of my other businesses. I still own Blackstone Labs, but I'm no longer a managing member. I'm just a silent partner, you could say. So this is a few years ago. PJ and I were at our old office, and PJ was doing a seminar, an online seminar about social media marketing on Facebook Live. And after it was over, this gentleman down the road from us, who I've become close friends with, came by and he hit PJ up, and he was like, "Hey man, there's a lot more to this. I listened to your thing, and you did great, and you do a great organic social media marketing, but there's a lot more on the paid side." And PJ convinced him to come over. Everybody likes PJ, so the guy was like, "Oh, I'll come over and I'll tell you a little bit." And so he'd start telling us about his business, and he's in the fishing apparel business. And at the time, he was doing about $30 million a year direct to consumer on his website. Now he's doing over $100 million a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he started telling us some stuff. And as soon as he left, I was like, "Holy shit." I was like, "Dude, we're not doing any of this." And nobody in our industry, nobody in the supplement industry was doing any of the stuff that he was talking about. So even though the stuff that his name is Tom told us is relatively basic now, and that a lot of people are doing now, at the time, nobody was doing it. And I mean zero, nobody. And in our industry. So I was like, wow, this seems like something I should learn about. And PJ was interested in it too, and we started kind of learning a little bit about it. And then PJ's interest kind of teetered off, and he liked what he was doing, and he was having success what he was doing. But I realized that there was a lot more to learn. And while Tom is fantastic at it, at the time anyway, Tom wasn't the best in the world. And my MO has always been, I'll admit, I'm an obsessive person. I'm a former drug addict. I'm a self-made guy. I have no actual education to speak of. I didn't finish high school. Everything that I've gotten is because I put that same kind of crazy obsession that got me into drugs originally. I put that into whatever I do, and I think that a lot of my success is due to the craziness, the obsession that's in me somewhere, that energy. So I took all that and I said, you know what? I'm going to be the best in the world at marketing, at digital marketing. And I'm not saying I am. I've got a long way to go to do that, to take that crown. But I put all of that energy into figuring out who the best people are and how I could learn from them and take those their skill and make it mine, and integrate that into Blackstone at the time. Blackstone did very well. When I left, Blackstone was doing $600,000 a month direct to consumer on the site, which at the time was extremely. I don't know if that was the best in the sports supplement field, but it's got to be close. I know their Shreds was doing really good that same period of time, doing it differently, but they were also doing really well. Probably higher numbers, but who knows with Shreds. But that was where I got started. And when I left Blackstone, I took it to the next level because I realized that it was all on me, because I had no partner. I had nobody to lean on. It was either sink or swim. I had to put everything I had into this next project. There was no failure, no possible failure, so I had to put everything into it. So that's when I started going to every marketing course and trying to learn, and going to really anybody that I thought that could teach me something. And some of these marketing courses were failures, where I left to be like, ugh, wish I wouldn't have spent that $5,000 or whatever it was for the course. Some of them are expensive. So I did a 5-day course in Austin at Facebook, and it's a very expensive course. It's $1,000 a day. It's a 5-day course, and I left there. I didn't have the attention span while running a business to be there for 5 days, man. I mean, I'm sure you guys can imagine. 5 days. It starts at 7 a.m. and it doesn't end till 7 p.m. And I had my employees texting me. I had sales guys wanting approval for deals. I had the website, our marketing team wanting me to approve videos and graphics. It was too much. It was too much. So that one was a waste. But I've had some other great ones where I come away learning a lot. And then the next step is to execute the things that you learn, which that's a big thing that I see. People go to these conferences, they get some great ideas, and then they go home and nothing happens. They don't actually execute on it. So that's why I have my team goes to, and like right now, there's a conference called Inbound that my guys are at right now. I have 2 of my employees there right now. And then last week during the Olympia, I sent 2 other employees to a different conference called Content and Commerce, and that was in California, I think.
Dude, I love this because we talk a lot about on the show, social marketing and things like that. And, it's just like, I know when I get a visitor, man, sometimes it like just having one day, with a visitor will put you back so far, it seems like, in terms of, catching up on stuff and things like that. So I can't imagine being there for 5 days. Like you said, that'd be crazy.
It was stressful. That was the problem, is that I can do 1-day conference, I could do 2 days, but those were all weekdays too. So it was 5 days, Monday to Friday, and it felt very stressful. I actually ended up leaving early, believe it or not. I changed my flight and left early.
That makes sense.
And the people there contacted me and were like, "Is everything okay? Did we do a bad job?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just couldn't handle it, bro."
I hear you. So let me ask you this, man. You talked about being a drug addict back in the day, and you were talking about, obsession and things. And that's one of the things that I talk about quite often is obsession. Like, I feel like I'm obsessed with business, and not just business, just like anything I have passion in. So give me like a typical day, like for Aaron Singerman. Like, I want to kind of hear how you start out, like what time you wake up, just out of curiosity, man.
Yeah, so it's changed a lot, and one of the things that I talk about is when you have kids, it requires more balance, and I'm definitely not a balanced individual by nature. I mean, if I didn't have kids and I wasn't married, especially if I didn't have kids, even if I was married, I don't know that I would leave the office a lot, to be honest, because I always feel like there's more I could be doing, or more I could be learning, or more people to talk to. But as a result, I have 3 sons. I have one that's only a month old, and I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. So I don't have the option of being totally absorbed. So what I do is I wake up at 6:30 or so. I get up, I get some emails done, I have coffee, I get on the computer and do a little work before the kids wake up. They wake up around 7:30 or so, and I spend time with them in the morning before they go to school. And so I'll spend maybe an hour with them or so, maybe a little less than that. And then I go do cardio. So this is a new thing. So I set a new goal.
Right on.
So I no longer want to have big muscles. It's not the goal anymore. I've changed my goal. So the big muscle thing has lost its appeal to me. I'm not saying I want to be skinny or whatever. I'd just rather be athletic and functional. I don't need to be 250 pounds or 280 pounds or whatever. So I decided to find a new goal. My new goal is to run a mile in less than 6 minutes.
Nice, man.
Why? I have no idea. It just sounds really hard.
No, dude, man. You know what? I can relate to you there, man. That I started with like distance running, like endurance running, and that was always my goal. And then enough, man. I actually had, I'm only 24, but I have a 1.5-year-old. And man, I tell you what, as soon as he was born, I kind of let that goal slip to the wayside. But you know what, man, that's kind of some inspiration right there, is to get back in there and get that under 6-minute mile, dude. That's for sure.
Yeah, that'll be awesome if you could do it, man. It's an accomplishment. I'm nowhere near. I have not reached it yet. But I know it's like, so that's something that's like very, very hard to do, but it's possible. It's like for a normal guy, it would be something like a 315 bench press or something. It's possible. It's just going to take some work. And so every day I would go and work on it one way or another. And I do anywhere from 30 minutes of running up to 45 to an hour, depending on the day, depending on what I have to do. So today I had to be in the office earlier because we had a meeting, and then I got a haircut here. So let's go today. So I did 30 minutes of exercise in the morning for cardio. And then I will come here. We have meetings in the morning. One thing that I'm big on is meetings. So we do a sales meeting. This is not every day, but throughout the week. We do a sales meeting. We do a customer service meeting. We do a shipping meeting. We do a leadership meeting. We do a marketing meeting. Every week I do those 5 meetings. And that's just to keep a sight of where we're trying to get to, our goals, where we're at in terms of our goals, and to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's like an accountability thing. So we do a meeting, and then today I had a guy come in to do a haircut. CME, who's the barber, comes in every Tuesday, got a haircut. We're doing the conference right now, me and you. We're doing the phone conference. Then at noon, I have a business meeting who's coming in to have lunch and talk. And then we have several meetings throughout the day. I have a big teleconference with the guys who are in California for something, a specific application that we're looking at for cloud-based marketing. So I have a call with those guys. And then I will work out here at the gym at 6. I have a gym in the office, so I work out at 6. And then generally, I will try to be home by 7:30 to put the kids to bed. That's always the goal, to be home before the kids go to bed so I can put them to bed myself. And then I have phone calls. It seems like I always have a lot of phone calls at night. And then I will try to watch a TV show with my wife before she goes to bed. And then I will get back on the computer and do emails. And I usually go to bed around 1 o'clock. So that's the normal day. Today is a little unusual because I have a party to go to tonight. A friend's party, industry friend, Lex Lewis is having his like a celebration. He won the Olympia again, so I'm going to go to his house.
Very cool.
Yes, that's a normal day. It seems very busy, and like I said, I schedule those times with the kids because otherwise I could just be sucked into what I'm doing and forget about everything else.
Yeah, it's a busy day, but that's kind of what it takes to be successful in this, man. You got to really, like what you just described. Like, I'm not big on meetings as much, but everything else seems very consistent. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just hard work, man. You're challenging yourself. You're putting yourself, like you said, you went from trying to be, having the bodybuilder physique to, going to running and things like that. That's pretty impressive, man. It just shows that you're challenging your mind, and that's kind of
I am trying to do that. The one thing I would say that's kind of like, so people say, well, how many hours a week do you work? I've heard this before a lot. And the truth of the matter is that as a owner or as a CEO, where it's really kind of all on you, you're really kind of, if you're doing it right, I feel like you're really always working, because I receive text messages all the time that I respond to due to work. I don't really have a whole lot of friends that I'm talking to regularly. So when I'm talking on the phone, it's usually about work. And then when I am in the shower by myself, when we're watching TV with my wife, I'm thinking about work. So it's really like all encompassing. And maybe that's where the obsession stuff comes in, is because I am really almost always thinking about work in one way or another. And there's always something in my head, in the back of my head, that I may be brushing my teeth and I think, damn, I should do this, and then I will instantly do it. And it's something that my employees have gotten used to, is that I may call you on Sunday at 10 p.m. to tell you this is something you need to do. And it's because it's always kind of like percolating. Everything is going, and then every once in a while, or really actually more regularly than not, something will come up, and then I will try to get it done fast.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you always are thinking about it, and it's just you're right when you say that. There's not really, you don't count, hey, I worked 80 hours this week. Like, you're always working. It's always in the back of your mind, and that's what I think helps drive a successful business owner, and that's what we try to preach on the show. And like, I think there's something to be said that you and I are in the same business, one of our business ventures are in the same type world, but look, we have the confidence to talk to each other like civilized human beings and go over things. Like, this is good stuff, and I think more people should be like that. Don't you agree with that? Like,
yeah, I don't see. So look, I am extremely competitive with myself. I'm extremely competitive. And do I want to be the best, the biggest supplement company in the world? Yes, absolutely. But I don't think that you need to have negative feelings or want other people to do poorly to be the best. I think that you can help other people, that you can work together and hope and root for other people's success and still be the best. So I don't think I was born with that, whatever the thing is that wants to see people do bad. I don't think I was born with that, because like, even when life was terrible, bro, I was addicted to heroin. I didn't have money for electricity in my apartment. I mean, I lived on peanut butter and jelly my parents gave me, and I still looked at a person who was driving a Lamborghini and thought to myself, I wonder what he's doing and how I can do it. I never said, fuck that guy. I just didn't, it just wasn't in me to do that. And I don't know, because I know that human nature is to, it seems to me anyway, is to want people to not do well. But for me, I think that the mark of a truly successful person is to want other people to do well.
I agree.
Why would I not want you to do well?
Yeah, I agree, man. There's room for everybody to do well, and I've seen people say that, but then the actions are different. But it's like, I don't even really look around to see what other people are doing that much. Like in the supplement world, like I don't know a lot about other brands really that much. And I kind of stay out of it because, like what you said, it's more of a self competition more so than a competition with something else. Because if you have a competition with somebody else, you're kind of limiting yourself to a degree. You don't think so? Yeah. So
I totally agree with that. And I think there's too much looking around. I think if you're always looking around you, then you're going to be at what other people are doing. Then you're going to, even if you don't mean to, you're going to copy those people, and then you'll just be one of the crowd.
Agree.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So, something else that I've kind of loved the look of. This is kind of actually going back directly to REDCON, man. Is like I love the label and like the military theme, man. Like, is that just a personal preference that you had for it, or like where did that get birthed from? I mean, was that just for you or your personality or whatever, or
Sure. So when I left Blackstone, I had about a period of a day that I didn't know what to do, where I was like, because I left dramatically, it was like I was ousted, and we ended up settling because obviously you can't really, if me and Dustin own 50-50 of a company, I can't really kick Dustin out. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. But initially, that first day, I thought that I got kicked out until I spoke to a lawyer and we figured it out, and then we had a settlement that worked out for everybody. So it worked out for PJ, worked out for me, and at this point, there's no negative feelings. But I had a day of being like, what the fuck? What am I going to do now? And then I decided, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go all in. Like, I'm going to double down, and part of my settlement agreement was that I could compete directly. That's obviously an important point, because if I had like a non-compete, most people who get bought out or make some kind of settlement agreement like that don't have the ability to compete directly with the company they're leaving. But it was very important to me, and PJ thought it was fine that I could compete directly. So I decided quickly. I was like, let's do it. And so we started brainstorming, a group of us, myself, Eric Hart, Eduardo, who was my assistant at the time. He's moved up the ranks quite a bit since then. And then Howard, my father-in-law. So we all went to Flex's gym, actually. And Flex lent us the office of the gym. We sat around a table and we started brainstorming ideas. And so one of the things that I've learned about branding is how important a name is. A name needs to be memorable. Ideally, it needs to be short. Ideally, it needs to be easy to spell. And then in a perfect world, you have two other big factors. One, it's available, which is fucking close to impossible now, as you guys know. Every URL, everything is trademarked. Anything cool is gone, basically. And then if the perfect world, everything connects all together, then your name means something cool. So it has meaning behind it. So we were looking through military terms, because I wanted to do something different. We were looking through terms in general, just thesaurus, different cool words. What words do we think were cool? What meanings were cool? And so we're going through it, and I had met some Navy SEALs who I thought were cool. Ryan Bates and Brandon Cruz, two SEALs that are very, very highly decorated, many confirmed kills. And not just that, they're awesome dudes. They're likable, they're funny, and I was like, well, you know what would be cool is if I could use these guys, if I could pay them to be like the face of the company, right?
Yeah.
And it just sounded cool. It was like, these guys are awesome. They're likable. They're both good-looking dudes. They're both in shape, but they're not bodybuilders. And so we started kind of playing off that idea, like, because I liked them. And you guys will like them. They're like instantly likable guys. And they've done one of them done 8 tours of combat, another one's on 12. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, that's phenomenal.
So, yeah, they're just awesome guys. And even beyond all that, they're just awesome. So we're looking through military terms, and we saw the term REDCON1, which means the highest state of readiness. And I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Because I'm always thinking about like labs, nutrition, and like, you know, like different stuff that's kind of in the box. But so I heard REDCON1 and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. Like just REDCON1. And they're like Redcon Nutrition, REDCON1. I don't know. Just REDCON1. So we went to search the domain and fucking incredible, you know, sign from the gods. It's available on URLs available. So that was it, man. That was the decision. When we saw it was available, I was like, this is a sign. Because as you guys know, REDCON1, that's like not something you're going to get. It's not something you're going to get.
That's
not
crazy.
these days. People buy domains like that as investments. So, I mean, there are people that I have a friend of mine who owns fatburner.com and all these other URLs that he bought years and years ago that he sits on because he wants somebody to come and offer him money. And he has thousands of domains.
Of course.
So there's a lot of people like that. So REDCON1, when I saw it, well, yeah, I mean, it's like an investment thing. They feel like it's an annuity. One day it'll pay off. And incidentally, I tried to buy RC1 because I was like, that's cool. Like now that REDCON1 is here and doing well, that would be cooler to even shorten it even more. RC1.
Right.
And I hit up the guy who owned RC1. Because now we're doing pretty good. And I was like, you know, he'll want some money. And he says $1.5 million.
Holy shit.
And I was like, bro, nobody's ever going to give you that. I was like, how about 20,000? And he was like, 1.5 million. And,
Holy shit.
I told him, I was like, no one will ever give you that. The only person that's ever going to give you any money for this is me. Let's negotiate. He goes, no, I'm stuck on 1.5 million. And obviously I didn't buy the fucking nothing.
No, that's
no
insane.
Domain. He goes, remote control cars, RC1.
Right.
Good luck with that, buddy.
That's got to be some hot remote control cars, man. Like, Jesus, dude. Unbelievable. And I've actually sold remote control cars, so that guy's insane.
Exactly. That's what I'm like, bro. You realize what kind of money your remote control cars would need to make to justify that?
Yeah, that's just ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. So I guess the last thing that we like to talk about, Aaron, and this is something I'm actually real big on. You know, I don't usually have other guys from the supplement industry in, but the first name that came to mind was you, just because I see your marketing and things like that, and I just love it, man. I love it. I love the hard work. I love what you've done with creating a new brand. Just shows your ability to make something from nothing, which I think is awesome. So the one question I have to kind of finish this out is, what do you think the number one key to success is? I like to ask business owners this and like to see the variety of of answers I get. But what do you think the number one thing for you is that makes you what you are? I guess.
I think that one of the things, I mean, obviously the easy answer is, try your hardest and don't quit, right? Because if you quit, if you have the ability to think that you could quit or there's some option not to do it, then that gives you an out right away. But I think for me, it's that I am insanely confident in my decisions, in me. I have a lot of self-confidence, probably maybe even too much self-confidence, but I very rarely doubt my decisions. So even when back in the day with me and PJ, people will be shocked. To this day, there's people are still shocked because when they're around me and I make a decision to do stuff, I just do it. You know what I mean? I don't self-doubt. I don't think about it too long. And sometimes that's caused problems too. It's not all successes that have come from that characteristic. But I don't have the gene to overthink things. It's like my dad growing up, maybe this is wise, because my dad growing up, who's since passed away and everything, was very, very circumspect. He would take a look at everything he did. He would examine every decision over and over from every angle before he would make a decision. And sometimes most times, that fear of deciding, opportunity would pass him by. So he was a smart guy. I would say certainly as smart as me, but he had no real drive. Because when he would drive him to make a decision, he would be like, well, should I really do that? I mean, that's a big risk, and then he would think about every element of that risk. Whereas I am the exact opposite, and I'll be like, that's a good idea, let's do it. And then I just do it, and I make it happen. And I think that people around me sometimes are shocked by the speed with which I decide. I just like, do it, yes. And then that's the end of it. And I don't think back like, oh, I hope that was a good decision or did that work? And sometimes it comes to bite me in the ass. But more often than not, that has been a big key to my success. It's just making a decision, making a real decision, which means, in life, it's like people say, how did you stop doing drugs? I decided to stop doing them. and that was it. So I didn't go to any classes. I didn't go to any rehab. I decided to stop.
Yeah, you made the decision.
That's a real decision.
That's a real decision.
That's the issue with life, is that there's always that self-doubt in the back of your head that says, yeah, maybe I can have a little heroin every once in a while. Right. Or maybe, or that same thing that says, if this doesn't work, mom and dad will bail me out. That voice in your head is something that I have just removed completely, or I never had,
Well, I think that's I kind of figured your answer would be that, and that's probably the most common answer with, successful people is like, I always have the quote, just jump, quit overthinking it,
Right.
And like my guys around here, like they're always like trying to keep up because I'm always like, let's do it, let's go.
Yeah.
It's just quick decisions, and I think quick decisions make a lot of difference, man, a lot of the difference.
Dude, I had to learn how to make quick decisions. The second I started working with Dustin, I mean, I came on, like I said, at a pretty young age, and I had a horrible problem with, like delaying my response or delaying my decision and overthinking everything. And I think, I've been in it now. We're almost at 4 years that I've been here, and I think I've grown, like not only as a person, but just like in general with being able to make decisions. And I think it's helped, all throughout life in general, like not just at work. I mean, even in my even in my home life, personal life, and it's a phenomenal thing, and I think it definitely leads to success.
I think so, and I would agree that a lot of the cool thing about success in business that I have found is a lot of the characteristics that you find that I find in myself are very common among people that have achieved a lot of success, and I think that that's an interesting thing, because if you can understand the characteristics, if you can identify what people around you that have created big success, tremendous success, if you can identify those attributes, then maybe you can manufacture them, because there's no doubt about it. I was born a lazy guy. No doubt about it. I was not a go-getter by nature, but somehow I was able to manufacture that by making myself do what needed to be done first over and over and over again. Now it's a habit, and it's like an obsession, just like anything else.
Yeah.
So if you can see all these things that are causing success for other people, it's possible that you can make those for yourself. Absolutely,
man. These answers are great, and I just appreciate you being on the show, dude. This was awesome. We're out of time, and we got to do this again, man, because the knowledge that you dropped is just freaking ridiculously great. It's just great, man. So I think you and I are a lot alike in those aspects. So we should definitely do this again sometime. So we appreciate you being on, and with that being said, man, we're out.
Thank you, buddy.